Welcome to a special summer bonus episode of the Food Professor Podcast, recorded live in our on-site podcasting studio at the SIAL Food Innovation Show in Toronto.
Over 3 great days in May, Sylvain and I met dozens of food innovators and thought leaders. These are their stories.
I'm sure you will enjoy hearing these incredible interviews as much as we enjoy hosting the conversations. Stay tuned for Season 4 of the Food Professor Podcast, Canada's top food industry and Canadian-produced independent management podcast, when we return live on the mic Thursday, September 21st.
Well, welcome back to SIAL. We have some special guests from overseas, from Europe. We had the pleasure, my family and I had the pleasure to live in Austria for 1 year, so we were so amazed by the culture in Austria. So I went over to your booth and had to have you in for a session on our podcast, The Food Professor. So welcome. So we have here in our studio Julia Goszelbauer, and we also have Gregor Postel joining us from Austria, from the Austrian delegation. Welcome to Canada.
Welcome. Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I guess to either of you, tell us a little bit about yourselves, your role for the delegation, and what are you doing here?
Okay, I will start. So my name is Julia Goszelbauer, and I'm export manager from the Austrian Agricultural Marketing Board. And yeah, that's the mandate is to ensure the quality in Austria from the products.
When you talk about the board, are you represent all commodities?
Yes,
Okay.
Mainly the dairy industry and the meat industry, because we have a huge production. And yeah, we also promote the products, and we have a partnership with the Austrian Commercial Chamber, and so that's why we're here.
That's great. And Gregor?
Yes, I already mentioned, my name is Gregor Postel. I work for Advantage Austria. This is the official Austrian trade promotion organization, which is part of the Austrian Economic Chamber. What we are doing is we support Austrian companies in the exporting countries. We have about 100 offices worldwide in 70 countries. In Canada, for example, you can find us in Toronto, in Montreal, and in Vancouver. And the main task is to support Austrians coming new to market, but also Austrian companies which are already here in the market. And we do things like trade missions, or like today or in these days, organizing a booth with Austrian companies, presenting their products.
Yeah, Austria is a country of less than 10 million people, but you do punch above your weight when it comes to food innovation. You don't agree? Or I'm sure you agree.
For sure, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is the case. I mean, your products are all over the world. There are some famous brands that come from Austria. So you come here to SIAL, you're committed to SIAL, you've been here for many years. What really motivates you to come to SIAL in general?
The Canadian market is very interesting for us because we have many special products and many restaurants, and the Canadians understand the European culture, and so that's very interesting for us.
Mm-hmm.
And you're part of the CETA trade agreement as well. Would you be part of that trade agreement as well? So it'd be good trade between our nations. So as Sylvain said, I was surprised. I looked into, I said, wow, you guys are a big powerhouse. What is it about the country? I mean, politicians, business owners can pull many levers to create that kind of success. What leads to the success of for a small nation, centrally located in Europe, to be such an innovator in food and what you do?
I think since we are small, we have to innovate and we have to have modern products, because otherwise we cannot survive, because we cannot produce on large scales. So economy of scales is not possible in every product. But for example, here at SIAL, what counts is quality, and we are a very quality-orientated country, and that's why we are not here at SIAL at the first time. We have been here several times, And especially the Canadian market is very interesting for us regarding food and beverages. We see a lot of increases in the last times. Just to name some figures, for example, non-alcoholic beverages, the last 4 years, fourfold of exports from Austria to Canada. Fourfold.
Wow.
The same applies to Austrian wine. So we're happy that the Canadians like Austrian wine. And you see it more and more often in restaurants, in the liquor shops as well. And just to take out a special product, Austrian cheese, because we were in the western part of Austria, so they are the cheese producers.
That's right.
Just from 2021 to 2022, an increase of 84%.
84%, wow. Now, the trade agreement has helped, I assume?
For sure.
So there is a lot of appetite for Austrian cheese. What about jams and other things? I mean, Darbo is very well known. It's everywhere here in Canada. So are there other brands that we should know about?
Yeah, Darbo is just only one brand. We have a lot of brands. During these days at SIAL, for example, we have also the Austrian company Stauz from Vienna.
Okay.
They have also very good spreads and marmalades. They have, for example, the apricot marmalade from the UNESCO region, Wachau. So it's really a specialty. And I can just invite you to pass by and take a sample.
Have you? Can you do me a favor one day to bring more Mozart chocolate from Austria? Those are the best. My kids loved them when we were there. Oh my goodness, yeah, those are incredible chocolates.
Fantastic.
And I think food is also important because food works together with emotion. Yeah? Food is not the main export product. But with food, you eat food, you talk with people, and when they appreciate the Austrian food, which is high quality, then you can convince them to look also to other Austrian products, which have also high quality.
Mm-hmm. So there's the show that we're at, and then there's all the things you do around the show. So you guys are very busy. Talk about how you approach a trade show like this, because it's not just what happens on the trade show floor, it's all the ecosystem around it. So talk about your experience this year, and what I'm looking for is you're kind of putting on a master class here of how a small, innovative country can be successful. I think there's lessons here for us in Canada. We're a little bigger, certainly geographically we're a lot bigger, but from a population. So how do you approach these trade missions, and what makes them a success in your mind?
Yeah, very important is that we do tastings and some pairings, so you can pair cheese with wine normally, but you also can pair it with good beer. It's a new thing, and we try to promote that also in this country, and to get the delicious food to the country.
And people are reacting well to these pairings,
yes,
these tests?
They are very surprised sometimes that some products fit together, like cheese and beer, maybe. And that's new things, and the Canadians are curious, and that's a great thing.
So when your primary audience, are you looking for to talk to distributors and grocers, and do you have when you arrive, what's the strategy? What's the plan? How do you approach a show like this?
It's important to meet importers, because that's the first step to get into the market and to get the shares, and to have the connections. And you also have to have some influence people, like they talk about the products and they spread it, and like some cheese ambassadors, and to have the connection.
So do you have an influencer strategy for the nations that you operate in? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, we do.
Interesting. And is that a common strategy for all commodities? So you just don't represent agricultural commodities. You could be selling electronic goods or technology,
course,
right? Advantage Austria represents all commodities.
We do more just to exhibit. For example, when this delegation arrived, we made a store check. So we went to different supermarkets already in advance. We contacted them. Because for the Austrians, it's also interesting to see what is going on, which products are sold in the supermarkets,
how they're sold,
what is the price, how is the labeling, how is the marketing. So not only the Canadian product, but also competitors from other European countries.
Sure.
And I think this was really highly appreciated. And no wonder then that since we were very initiative that buyers from Costco, from Walmart, from Loblaws, from Metro were passing by then also at the exhibition because they already got the appetite because we showed them we are not just waiting for you at the exhibition. No, we are even more active. We want to see what you are offering and want to have talks not only during these days but also before and afterwards as well.
Could you give our listeners a contrast between the grocery reality in Austria, in your home country, versus what you've seen in Canada? The differences in terms of store design, how different things are here versus in Austria. Have you seen any difference at all?
I mean, in Austria and the European Union, the market is more competitive in some extent. And so there's a lot going on in marketing and presenting the products. There's a special strategy which product must be in the supermarket when you enter, in which shelf is which product has to be shown in front of the cashier. So they have really a good concept, and you see when you enter a supermarket in Vienna or in Tyrol, they have the same appearance, so that as a customer you recognize automatically where to find the product. So this is one thing, and since we're in Europe and it's a single market, it's a competitive market, so you have a huge variety of products, which means sometimes for some products the prices are lower and the quality is higher. So it's very competitive. I think here it's going in the right direction. But what I would like to see more, I would like to see more food from Austria and beverages, but more general from the European Union.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Julie, I'm looking at this mind-refreshing drink here. Tell me about this. You dropped it off. There's a lot of products you're representing, so I don't want to pick one, but I happen to have one in front of me. Tell me about this drink.
Yeah, that's mountain water, sparkling, and with some taste. And it also has caffeine, but it's not that huge. You have to drink 3 of this to have the caffeine content from a Red Bull, so it's lower.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Red Bull, that's Austrian too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's got to be one of the big success stories in your category. Is that a company you look up to and talk about a lot? And tell me about if there's any others we might... So I connect the dots that they've been so fantastic. They created an entire category, right? So fantastic.
I think Red Bull is the best practice example. And yeah, it's very successful brand. And we look up to it, but many people don't know that it's from Austria.
No, I only connected that dot because you were having an event last night at Red Bull, and I was saying to someone, why is the event... and then I connected those dots. What is it about Austria? I kind of want to get into this again, innovation and how it's fostered in your country that creates the Red Bulls of the world, the minds of the world. Is it a mix? You have lots of levers to pull, government incentives, but also a competitive marketplace by the sounds of it that rises all boats, yeah?
Yeah, they do. Yes, you have to understand Austria, we're very small, but we have many influences from our neighbor countries. We are in the heart of Europe.
Sure,
And this makes it very unique.
Yeah, you're south of Germany, north of Italy. Yeah, no, it's you have to really up your game all the time because around you have competitive countries coming up with products as well.
I think what is good of Red Bull, it's a kind of role model. So it shows innovative new Austrian food producers what is possible.
Can be global.
Red Bull also started with a low profile, and look now.
That way.
Red Bull is a big group, known internationally. So it's possible, and it's possible from a small country like Austria.
Yeah.
And this drink is new on the market. So this year, okay. And so I've never seen water with caffeine in it, to be honest. And so what was the idea behind that?
I think
because of the category that's growing, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a very growing category, and it has to taste neutral and only a
you can't
small
taste the
amount
caffeine.
of taste. Yeah,
okay.
and it's very refreshing.
Okay.
And the water is a very high quality from the mountains, and that makes it also...
There are mountains in Austria, really? They're beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Well, listen. Thank you both for joining us. It was great. I learned a lot. Sylvain, you probably learned a little less because you actually lived there and have.
Well, there's always something exciting happening in Austria. So I was glad that you guys had the time to come and join us today. Yeah.
And we'll put links in the show notes to whatever you'd like and kind of the products you're representing. Safe travels back home.
Yes.
And continued success. Sounds like you've got a plan, and congratulations on what you've been able to accomplish.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
If you like what you heard, please follow us on Apple, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform so you can catch up with all our great interviews, including celebrity chef, restaurateur, and entrepreneur, Chuck Hughes. These summer SIAL bonus episodes of the show will be released every Thursday, and be sure to tell all your friends and colleagues in the food service, grocery, and restaurant industry all about us.
I'm Sylvain Charlebois, the food professor, author of 8 books, and senior director of the Agri-Food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie University.
And I'm Michael LeBlanc, consumer retail growth consultant, keynote speaker, and producer and host of a series of retail trade podcasts, including this one. You can learn more about me on LinkedIn. Have a safe summer, everyone.
Bon été tout le monde.